What up, Blackest fam? I hope all is well in your corner of the world. Man, really excited for this one today. I've had quite a few shout outs for King Los, right? The LA Leakers freestyle. And I know it's come at from all different sides. Yo, you got to check out King Los. I don't know a lot about King Los. I ain't even going to lie. The only thing I know is I think he's with Diddy, right? Or he's maybe if he's not with Bad Boy, maybe he's with Interscope or so. But I really haven't heard much. I don't think I can name a single song from this cat. And I never really got into the freestyle. I've always said I was going to get into it. I wrote it down, but we never dove into it. So, yo, we're going to get into it right now, right? This is going to be a reaction, and we're trying to do a breakdown, right? We like the more lyrically dense artists that got something intellectual to say. So, a lot of people have said that he would be perfect for the channel because of the really in-depth breakdowns that we do. So, yo, let's check him out. I can't say I know too much about this cat. I thought I heard he was more of a battle rapper, but he is signed with the label, so he's got to have some skill, right? So I've been out of hip hop for a little bit and got back into it. I was just so tired of where hip hop was going. I honestly was playing blues and jazz for a few years, right? But I think I can bring something to the table with my experience in hip hop, and really excited to do these breakdowns. So I loved Black Thought, the freestyle. I loved breaking that down. We've looked at some Jada Kiss. We looked at some other, and I don't mind if part of it's written. I can always tell when they have to restart, when they mess up and they bring it back in the exact same way. And it's like, okay, they wrote this down. It's still impressive, right? But it's not like what a freestyle used to be back in the day. Off the top of the dome, I'm coming home. No longer about the roam. Whether the dome, they're the cheaper than loan. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's freestyling. That's off the top of the dome. Like Big Tigger used to do in the basement, right? And like, grab the mic, motherfucker, know you right. Pants too tight. I could see nickels in your pocket. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just go off whatever. Like, what is it, Harry Mack? I've seen him on talk shows. We should definitely do some breakdowns with Harry Mack because the guy is extremely lyrical. But yo, back to King Los here. Let's check out this freestyle.
It's just incredible sour milk.
You know that, man. One of the best.
Was that as loud as it goes?
Freestyle might just be claimed the best to ever do it.
Best to ever do it.
B-More's in the building.
Turn this up, bro.
When King Los calls,
Ravens.
the only question is, or the response is, say when.
Yeah, exactly.
Say when.
He said the Baltimore Ravens sent him here today.
Yeah, I appear in courtesy.
He's from Baltimore, right?
West Baltimore.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
We just gonna jump right in it like this.
A slow beat. What's this? This beat?
I don't even get a. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even get it. Okay.
Get comfortable for this one.
Look. Let me talk.
How long does he go?
Talk to it.
Look, they say it never come to fruition unless the vision is crafted. My drive is relentlessly, repetitiously mastered. Progress is positive, pessimism is backward. Since failure ain't attractive, my next decision was drastic.
Whoa. All right.
Get it. Okay.
Got a little something to say.
Jump right in it like this.
Get right to it, Los.
We just gonna do it like that. I don't even get a. Okay.
Yeah.
It looked like looks like Kendrick or the dude that plays what's his name? God damn, I just watched a movie with him last night. The dude that plays in Marvel, the black dude. I heard he's the new Captain America. What was he like? Does he have the arrow?
Like that.
He looks like Kendrick though.
I don't even get a. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even get it. Okay, that's crazy. Look. Let me talk to him then, sour milk.
Talk to it.
Look, they say it never come to fruition unless the vision is crafted. My drive is relentlessly, repetitiously mastered.
When it says come to fruition, I think most people know what that means. But fruition is a plan or an idea begins to happen, right? It begins to exist. So he's saying like it's not going to happen until you think about exactly what it is, but you have to see it, right? You have to take action as well to make it come into fruition. But I like what he said, that my drive is relentlessly, repetitiously mastered. I was in the sales world most of my life, probably about 20 years. And the one thing that I remember from the sales coach, he used to always say, if it's repeatable, it's perfectible. right? If you have a repeatable sales process, you could practice it until it reaches a level of perfection. That's what a lot of these freestyle artists do. They say things that you think they're coming off the dome, but they're not, right? It's something that they plan. They have rhyme schemes, they have paragraphs that they can just insert at will, but it's all in their head, right? But if you practice anything long enough, it can become a valued skill set. Sick.
Fruition unless the vision is crafted. My drive is relentlessly, repetitiously mastered. Progress is positive, pessimism is backward. Since failure ain't attractive, my next decision was drastic.
That's sick. I almost didn't catch it. I don't want to underestimate this cat just because he's got a turtleneck on in the booth, right? But listen to what he said, right? He's kind of playing off his mention of the drive that he has, right? He said, progress is positive, pessimism is backward, right? Progress is positive or pushing forward. Pessimism is backwards, right? It's the wordplay there. That's sick. All right.
Progress is positive, pessimism is backward. Since failure ain't attractive, my next decision was drastic. I made it out of pitfalls strictly due to my passion. Supreme intellect, not to mention wisdom to match it.
I like that. I think J. Cole coined the phrase where he said, my music is for smart niggas that never left some shit, right? And I'm like, yo, I could vibe with that because I always feel like, man, who the fuck said just because we come from the inner city that we can't be intellectual, right? I always thought about that, and I always valued education, but I come from the streets of Chicago as well. So a lot of people that don't know my background, if you're new to this channel, maybe you just found me through this King Los video, we do lyrical breakdowns here. I'm someone from the inner city streets of Chicago, made it out by, what do you say, just working on my craft, right? Which happened to be sales. And I got into doing these breakdowns because we have a lot of boys here in the house. I use the board or sometimes a whiteboard that we had over there to teach things to my kids that aren't necessarily taught in universities, right? So we might be breaking down what to do when you get pulled over by the cops, just like we break down hip hop lyrics, just so you understand the context and the stories that are in a lot of what these artists are saying. But let's get back into it. I took a little hit of weed and now I'm running off at the mouth.
Supreme intellect, not to mention wisdom to match it. Name another nigga that put up 50 at practice. This shit is magic. Even my exhibition is classic.
Ooh, all right. He does some basketball wordplay in, right? Just sick. He said, intelligence can be defined as like the ability to think logically, right? To conceptualize and abstract from your reality. But wisdom, right, that's defined different. That's the ability to grasp human nature. And it could contradict what you might think, what your intelligence what might lead you to think. So wisdom is always changing, right? Intelligence can be very dangerous if you don't have the wisdom to make the best choices. Think like your everyday villain, right? If they applied the same energy towards good or to joining forces, they might be even more powerful. But I love what he's saying here. Not supreme intellect, but not to mention the wisdom to match that intellect, to do something with it. Nice.
Supreme intellect, not to mention wisdom to match it. Name another nigga that put up 50 at practice. This shit is magic. Even my exhibition is classic. Funny.
I wish I knew who number 50 was, or see if that was a reference to a specific person, right? He said this shit is magic, so I'm thinking Orlando Magic, maybe an exhibition game, but I can't think of off the top of my head somebody that scored 50.
Nigga that put up 50 at practice. This shit is magic. Even my exhibition is classic. Funny, I ain't end up broke like you predicted. It's 1,000 niggas like you. No need to be too specific.
Who predicted? You just in general, like the world, telling him he's not gonna make it, or is he talking about somebody specifically?
Due to my passion, supreme intellect, not to mention wisdom to match it. Name another nigga that put up 50 at practice. This shit is magic. Even my exhibition is classic. Funny, I ain't end up broke like you predicted. It's 1,000 niggas like you. No need to be too specific. I outmaneuver goofies like you with a few decisions. When the proof is missing, you get reduced to a euphemism. Shit, the truth is wicked.
Ooh, bro. What did he say? He said a euphemism, right? That's like an indirect word that you right? It would be considered too blunt to use, right? It's normally you're talking about something unpleasant. Let me run that back.
1,000 niggas like you, no need to be too specific. I outmaneuver goofies like you with a few decisions. When the proof is missing, you get reduced to a euphemism. Shit, the truth is wicked. I just do it.
And I wonder if I keep thinking, who is he talking about, right? Because I remember the little that I do know about King Los. I know he signed with Diddy somehow, or he was signed with Diddy. But I remember there was some beef when that Rap God came out. It was Eminem. Because I remember reading something where he was like, yo, it was tight, but you're not a god. You know what I'm saying? It was all right. It was good. It was up there. You're one of the greats, but you can't keep saying that you're the greatest. And I was like, damn, throwing shots at M like that. I know he compared it to the Chris Brown's verse at Look at Me Now, right? So I was thinking that's the first thing that came to mind, right? He's obviously talking about someone, but he also said when the proof is missing, right, you're reduced to a euphemism. And we all know that Eminem's had a childhood friend named Proof, right? And Proof is no longer with us. He's up in heaven, R.I.P. Proof. But what Proof is missing, right? So it almost sounds like he could be throwing a shot at M. I would be very surprised if it's M. I know this isn't recent, and I think we would have heard of something that came from it. But I want to think, I don't really know about his split with Bad Boy and Diddy, or I haven't really heard of him or any songs from him. So I'd be really curious to know who he's talking about. Did they squash him or squash his career?
Decisions when the proof is missing, you get reduced to a euphemism. Shit, the truth is wicked. I just threw a surprise party at a see-through mansion, my nigga. I'm stupid gifted. This food is mixed with clear struggle and shit.
What?
I'm trying to stretch.
He said, I threw a surprise party at a see-through mansion. I'm stupid gifted. That's cool. It's ironic, right? A surprise party, but it's see-through, but it's stupid gifted because it's a party. Sick. All right, now I see what people are talking about. This is definitely it's definitely up there in terms of a freestyle, especially since he's very comfortable and seems to really be understanding what he's rapping about. But there's also you can tell there's a level of intellect here, just his vocabulary and his references.
Reduced to a euphemism, shit, the truth is wicked. I just threw a surprise party at a see-through mansion, my nigga. I'm stupid gifted. This voodoo mixed with clear struggle with.
But definitely you get the vibe of battle rapper versus, that doesn't always translate to a good artist or a great artist, right? There's a lot of people that I want to hear in a freestyle battle that I would never listen to their actual songs. And I don't know any of his songs, but this is sick. But you definitely, with just his attacks, it seems like he's more of a battle rapper. It's the blow after blow after blow. But it's good wordplay. It's definitely well put together. It's sick. But trying to see where would his place be. Definitely getting Kendrick vibes, though.
Party at a see-through mansion, my nigga. I'm stupid gifted. This voodoo mixed with clear struggle and sheer hustle. I'm trying to stretch ham, string me too long and I tear muscle. Nigga, where was you?
Did he just get a pun on a hamstring muscle?
Surprise party at a see-through mansion, my nigga. I'm stupid gifted. This voodoo mixed with clear struggle and sheer hustle. I'm trying to stretch ham, string me too long and I tear muscle.
Ooh, I'm trying to stretch ham, string me too long and I tear a muscle. I don't know if he's also referencing Ham, that used to be like the Jay-Z and the Kanye song, like Hard as a Motherfucker, right? Ham, the acronym. But the wordplay with stretching your hamstring, sick. I did not expect that.
Hustle. I'm trying to stretch ham, string me too long and I tear muscle. Nigga, where was you when we was down and we slaved in kitchens with my homie putting cut on that bird like it's Cajun chicken?
Ooh. Now I don't know about where he's from, right? They're in LA, but he's from Baltimore up here. I'm in Chicago. I'm in the Midwest. Normally, when you talk about birds, we're talking about a kilo. We're talking about cocaine. I don't know, because you flipping chickens is normally you're talking about selling kilos of cocaine, right, or dealing with some crack. So that's what I thought when I hear about a bird and then he's rapping about in the kitchen. I think there's some wordplay on that And I would be willing to bet that means the same thing here in the Midwest that it does in Baltimore. That he's talking about flipping coke. Or the wordplay is.
Kitchens, with my homie putting cut on that bird like it's Cajun chicken. I'm amazing. They parade, but my crown wasn't made to fit him.
Ooh, parade crown, almost like he's homecoming king, right? But he said, they parade, but the crown isn't made to fit them. It's only made to fit himself, right?
It's Cajun chicken. I'm amazing. They parade, but my crown wasn't made to fit him. You got signed off my signature style. That's plagiarism.
All right, who's he talking about? You got signed off my signature style. That's plagiarism. Imitating my signature, right? Falsifying a document. Plagiarism. The wordplay there is sick, but he's talking about somebody specific now, and I don't know who it is for the life of me.
Crown wasn't made to fit him. You got signed off my signature style. That's plagiarism. I'm Miyagi with it. Try to kick it like I could kick it.
Kick it. Mr. Miyagi is a fictional character, but he's from the Karate Kid universe, right? Mr. Miyagi. A wax on face, but he's a karate master. Kick it, but you try to kick it like I kick it, like how we roll, right? That's how I kick it, right? You lost your foot, you got one foot, but you're still over here trying to kick it, right?
Style, that's plagiarism. I'm Miyagi with it. Try to kick it like I could kick it. You just begging to get buried alive, but I could dig it. Shit.
Ooh. He kind of remind me of that rhyme scheme. He remind me of a dude from Clips, Pusha T, right? With the cocaine eyes. Like he gets all big when he talks, right? But he said, you begging to get buried alive. I can dig it. I'm talking about digging your grave, but he can dig it, meaning he understands, right? The wordplay there, though, I kind of wonder if he's throwing shots at Drake. Drake and Kendrick, actually. What's that? They got that Buried Alive, right?
Mention my nigga, I'm stupid gifted. This voodoo mixed with clear struggle and sheer hustle. I'm trying to stretch hands, string me too long and I tear muscle. Nigga, where was you when we was down and we slaved in kitchens? With my homie putting cut on that bird like it's Cajun chicken. I'm amazing, they parade, but my crown wasn't made to fit him. You got signed off my signature style, that's plagiarism. I'm Miyagi with it, try to kick it like I could kick it. You just begging to get buried alive. But I can dig it, shit, cock the biscuit. Map his block out and plot it. I'm in a Honda Civic with lip stickers. I watch him visit.
Ooh.
Get close enough that I could kiss him. Since he pessimistic, I ain't run into my op to miss him.
Ooh, whoa. The wordplay, he just said he's pessimistic. I ain't run into my op to miss him, right? But the play on optimism, but to take the choice to miss him. Bro, this cat, I did not expect this cat to be at this level. The vocabulary, the wordplay, but you have to be intelligent enough to express optimism and being pessimistic. And there's a level of respect I'm getting for this cat. Now I'm kind of sad I haven't heard him on anything. It looks like this Freestyle was 3 years ago. I mean, I might not be his target demographic, right? But I don't really know anything much about this cat, but he's sick.
I watch him visit, plot and listen, get close enough that I could kiss him. Since he pessimistic, I ain't run into my op to miss him.
Sick.
Come on, man.
Man, and really though, who's bringing it like that? There's a lot of cats out there with good wordplay, but it's sick. Respect on that one.
Come on, man. Come on, man. King Low. Come on, man. Hey, they want that old thing back. Yeah. What else we got, baby? Oh.
My beat.
Oh my God. Fully prepared.
Look,
King Los, LA Leakers.
man. Look, everybody in the 410.
He's the 410. That's the area code in Baltimore. That he's referencing like from 8 Mile, right? Everybody in the 303, put your motherfucking hands up. While you got your hands up, notice that Clarence did not have his hands up, right? And he said, "You think you a gangster? Your real name is Clarence." And Clarence he lives at home with both parents. And his parents have a real good marriage, right? Treated him. But that's that scene. Everybody in the 313. Sick.
Fully prepared.
Look,
King Los, LA Leakers.
man. Look, everybody in the 410.
Oh, he's gonna go off on this beat though.
Yeah, man.
Yo,
was just
Yeah.
the warm up. That was just the
Look.
warm up. Let's go.
Look, to hip hop, I'm Socrates. I'm top 5 in the 5th spot to mockery. The 5th
Ooh.
spot, you do the Macarena or get rocked like Slipknot's discography.
Bro, listen what he's saying. The hip hop, I'm Socrates, right? Who was Socrates? Socrates is a Greek philosopher, right? He's from Athens, but he's credited as the founder of like Western philosophy, right? But he's one of the first, what you would call moral philosopher, what sometimes is referred to as the ethical tradition of thought. But yeah, I love what he said, right? Top 5 and the 5th spot's a mockery. He said something about doing the Macarena or something. You get rocked like Slipknot's discography. Slipknot is American heavy metal band, but you get rocked like back in the day, like, yo, you gonna get fucked up. Someone's gonna rock your ass, right? Sick.
Look, to hip hop, I'm Socrates. I'm top 5 in the 5th spot to mockery. The 5th pop, you do the Macarena or get rocked like Slipknot's discography.
Ooh.
Click watching me, hoping I stumble. Your bitch watching me. So it's a jungle. She like lions, not liars, nigga. I figured you be slow to rebuttal. She standing there drooling and dripping.
Ooh, lions. She like lions, but get it, like you're lying to her. But she like lions, not liars, nigga, right? Ooh.
So it's a jungle. She like lions, not liars, nigga. I figured you be slow to rebuttal. She standing there drooling and dripping. You could only be humble, just be a gentleman.
Bro, you could only be humble. Be humble, right? That's towards Kendrick. And I thought Kendrick last time, but that's a Drake song, but it's featuring Kendrick. He does give me mad Kendrick vibes. I would be curious to know if he thinks that Kendrick is biting his style or what the relationship is of these two. Where's Kendrick's sign now? But this cat, now I want to dig a little bit deeper into this because it definitely sounds like he's throwing a little jab, right? You can only be humble.
Watching me, hoping I stumble. Your bitch watching me. You know it's a jungle. She like lions, not liars, nigga. I figured you be slow to rebuttal. She standing there drooling and dripping. You could only be humble. Just be a gentleman and put your jacket over the puddle.
Ooh, that's an old school reference, right? A gentleman. If a lady were walking and you see a puddle, take off your coat or your blazer, your overcoat, and you put it over the puddle so her feet can be dry at least on the first few steps as she crosses the puddle. Boy, if you don't get your eye ruining my coat, right? Somewhere down the line in civilization, someone thought that was a sign of chivalry, right? Seems kind of stupid, but that's where it comes from. That's the reference.
Just be a gentleman and put your jacket over the puddle. You poodle, that pun was a puzzle. I just want a Rapunzel. You know, she keep them extensions and she come with them bundles.
Ooh.
As I beg your pardon.
Yeah, the you poodle. He said you're a poodle, right? That pun was a puzzle. I just want a Rapunzel, right? Rapunzel. Yeah, Rapunzel's actually something kind of funny because I have a daughter. I tell Rapunzel stories. I know a little bit about her. But the story of Rapunzel is actually based on a really tragic real-life story of someone called Saint Barbara. It's really thought that Saint Barbara, the story originated in the 3rd century. But it was really a young lady in Italy. And this girl's name was Barbara. And she was so beautiful. And people thought she was so beautiful that her father actually locked her away in a tower so that men couldn't get near her. So it was actually based on real life. Obviously, the fairy tale, she has super long hair. And eventually she gets a prince. He runs that game on her. And she's like, let me drop this hair. You can come through, slide through. But he's playing off extensions, right? Like hair extensions, but also extensions like the extended clip in bundles, talking drug references. But he says she keep those extensions and come home with those bundles. Just sick wordplay off Rapunzel, off a little kid's fairy tale character.
No, she keep them extensions and she come with them bundles. Have fun with them double entendres. As I beg your pardon from the nonsense that's sponsored. I'm non-responsive, just armed with a conscience that's in and out dimensions like triangular shape. Isosceles flying saucers, defying the laws of physics. My mind's like a luxury prison. Ain't no escaping these bars exquisite. I breathe.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Yo, he referenced isosceles triangles. For those that might have got an F in geometry, an isosceles triangle is a triangle where 2 sides are equal length, right? And the other side, it differs. But listen to the wordplay, right? Let's run it back a second.
The laws of physics, my mind's like a luxury prison. Ain't no responsive. I'm non-responsive, just armed with a conscience that's in and out dimensions like triangular shape. Isosceles flying saucers, defying the laws of physics. My mind's like a luxury prison.
Yeah, so he's saying, right, dimensions.
Prison ain't no escaping these bars exquisite.
Yeah, well, he's saying that dimensions like out of this world, but he's also referencing geometric dimensions, right? The wordplay on that is just sick. And then the prison bar, well, he said, my mind's a luxury prison. There's no escaping. These bars are exquisite. Referencing luxury and exquisite with bars as in prison bars, as well as the bars in the lyrics. Woo!
Them double entendres, as I beg your pardon from the nonsense that's sponsored. I'm non-responsive, just armed with a conscience that's in and out dimensions like triangular shape. Isosceles flying
geometric dimensions.
My mind's like a luxury prison. Ain't no escaping these bars exquisite. I breathe law and speak art exhibits. I'm black magic like Shaq.
Bro, when did this come out? He just referenced the Breathe Act, right? From the I Can't Breathe, the Black Lives Matter movement.
Flying saucers, defying the laws of physics.
Hold on.
My mind's like a luxury prison. Ain't no escaping these bars exquisite. I breathe law and speak art exhibits. I'm black magic
Yeah,
like Shaq.
I think he's talking about the Breathe Act. When he says, I breathe law and speak art exhibits. Sick, right? Sick wordplay, but the Breathe Act, this came by, when George Floyd, right? There was Breonna Taylor, what was it? Tony McDade, Natasha McKenna, Ayanna Stanley Jones, Elijah McCain, Freddie Gray, Oscar Grant, Kayla Moore. It's just like, and I'm not even naming Chicago cats. These are all people that were killed by police officers a few years ago. And this was a time where there was something called it's called the Electoral Justice Project. And it's really kind of loosely connected with the Black Lives Matter movement. But it came in response to police killing black people. The bill is named after the phrase, I can't breathe, which is, it was really a slogan that the Black Lives Matter movement associated with a variety of people who died at the hands of police that said they couldn't breathe. It's very similar to like the George Floyd incident. But I believe he's referencing the Breathe Act. This could be very similar in time as well, but I don't know for sure.
Isosceles flying saucers, defying the laws of physics. My mind's like a luxury prison. Ain't no escaping these bars exquisite. I breathe law and speak art exhibits.
I would listen to some other tracks from him though. The wordplay, the level of intelligence, what he's referencing is sick.
Black magic like Shaq spinning off his pivot.
Oh, yo, he did reference magic before, right? It's black magic. But also could be talking about like the Black Lives Matter movement and exactly how we were just talking about that bill, right? But Shaq spinning off his pivot, that's your pivot foot in basketball. Shaquille O'Neal, Orlando Magic.
Law and speak art exhibits. I'm black magic like Shaq spinning off his pivot. Niggas reaching. Dog, forget it. Even that metaphor was a metaphor for how it's hard to get it.
Shaq spinning off his pivot, right? And then dog, forget it. A metaphor about being hard to get it. Bro.
It was hard to get it. Y'all ridiculous. Love to take facades and hype it. Like I ain't blessed with some shit I gotta guard my life with. A lot of rappers try hard to bite it, but they joints ain't nearly as tight as with this arthritis.
Ooh, the tight joints, but the wordplay with author, right? The author who writes this, but arthritis because your joints are tight. Bro, Next level wordplay right there.
Even that metaphor was a metaphor for how it's hard to get it. Y'all ridiculous. Love to take facades and hype it. Like I ain't blessed with some shit I gotta guard my life with. A lot of rappers try hard to bite
right here.
but they joints ain't nearly as tight as with this
Arthritis. Ooh.
You lyrically fit, you got something from me. Even niggas I wrote for, then they send me my fucking money.
Yo.
Such and such. You wonder, buddy? I'm the only one that got overlooked by his understudies.
Oh, is he talking about Kendrick? Somebody let me know in the comment section. I gotta know if he's talking about Kendrick there.
The niggas I wrote for, then they send me my fucking money. Well, I ain't got a song with such and such. You wonder, buddy? I'm the only one that got overlooked by his understudies. I feel disrespected to the core of my soul.
Okay, so that's what happened though.
No ignoring my glow. I will lift a weapon and perform my foe. Then still
I bet you he writes for a lot of cats in the game though.
raise my son without ignoring my goals. My raps reflect the dreams that I see in the night. So I astral project. I'm a being of light.
Oh, the wordplay with astral projection, right? Now that's an intentional out-of-body experience. People train to really be able to accomplish this feeling of astral projection. But astral projection, again, it's an intentional out-of-body experience where you really assume the existence of a body called an astral body or a body of light, which he just referenced. So consciousness is separate from your physical body, and you travel what's called to an astral plane. It's actually really interesting. I read some books on astral projection and different things you could do, like counting and looking at the wall to try to get this experience yourself. There's some really incredible sites on it, but he's referencing astral projection. Sick.
Weapon and perform my foe. Then still raise my son without ignoring my goals. My raps reflect the dreams that I see in the night. So I
astral project
being of light. I mean, just to be in this light, you might need the work ethic of a Venus and
Serena Williams. Ooh, bro, he's talking about Venus and Serena Williams, right? But he said the study of Sun and Jupiter while Venus is in between them. Now, if you guys don't remember the solar, the planets in our solar system, it's Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and was formerly Pluto, right? But there's two of the brightest planets are Venus and Jupiter, and they actually there's something I believe coming up relatively soon, but every now and then they pass very close together. But what I believe that's what he's referencing. It's a form of, it's something in astronomy, but it's actually called a conjunction. I believe when they get that close together. But again, the wordplay, because a conjunction is a word to connect different clauses, right? Or sentences, or you coordinate words in the same clause, and, but, if. So it's also wordplay. I believe that he's using conjunction in different ways. And then he just referenced Venus and Serena, the sisters, but he's referencing the Sun and Jupiter. It's just a lot of wordplay there, and it's something that's well thought out. Again, I think that would go over most people's heads if he is referencing a conjunction.
Serena then study the Sun and Jupiter while Venus in between them. My city full of hustlers, you seen the demeanor. 88 dope boys, clean in the beamer.
Yeah.
In a four-finger ring in his beeper when
Yo.
his mama was a crackhead that thinks she was a diva, and his daddy was a hothead for the cream with a fever. You just trying to live life, nobody gets your plight. But you on teams with the Reaper. The consequences seem sweeter and sweeter.
You on teams with the Reaper, right? You done both together sent someone to hell.
But you on teams with the Reaper. The bitter consequences seem sweeter and sweeter. To be an achiever, duck 3 from the heater.
Oh, he's about to lose it.
But you a smooth criminal. You can make that quarter flipping off one hit. You could turn a king to a leaner. Well, my cousin paid 60 million and couldn't quit. It's a thin line between a fucking fiend and a dreamer, nigga.
Ooh.
King Los.
I want this to keep going.
Yo, he's bringing it there.
One more beat.
Oh, what's that? 3-6 Mafia. That's 3-6.
Let me get into it.
King Los is here. The green juice is here.
Who run it?
Highly professional, widely respectable mind and vision, cosmic celestial, extraterrestrial rhyme encryption, perpetual cognitive sonic rhythm of a verbal god constructing astonishing.
Bro, name 3 rappers right now that could just spell what he said. Right? Come on now.
Highly respectable mind and vision. Cosmic, celestial, extraterrestrial rhyme encryption. Intergalactic, perpetual, cognitive, sonic rhythm of a verbal god constructing astonishing composition. Man, my competition ceased to impress me. I need challenge. And mumble rappers only exist because I need balance.
Oh, I need balance, right? I need to weed out because you got to balance out the almighty. I need these fake mumble rappers just to even the scale a bit. Sick.
Of a verbal god constructing astonishing composition. Man, my competition ceased to impress me. I need challenge. And mumble rappers only exist because I need balance. When I seek malice, revenge reeks of a sweet foulness. I defeat cowards. Remove your shoes at the Sheik's palace. I rebalance the solar system with chakra energy. The binary code in my carbon causes divinity in the
Ooh.
But I can't.
Isn't that a meme? Well, he referenced, he referenced binary. It's the coding system, right? It uses binary digits, zeros and ones that can represent a letter, a digit, or other character in electronic devices. That's how we code a lot of things, right? But I believe there's a meme that goes with the binary code and carbon reference.
Remove your shoes at the Sheik's palace.
I don't know.
Rebalance the solar system with chakra energy. The binary code in my carbon causes divinity in the glow in me. But I can't even grow in peace. These fake conscious niggas vibrating too low for me. What would you throw to me? Boy, ain't no hoe in me. I crack heads with this KC and it ain't Jodeci.
Ooh, Casey, the Casey, I guess is a gun type, but I think of Casey Mags, right? Guns, but he's playing on Casey and JoJo from Jodeci, right? It's an R&B band. Lately, I've had the strangest feeling. Didn't I see you wearing perfume? That's Casey and JoJo, right? That's like from the late 80s, early 90s. I think but they all had success. It was actually formed by Casey and JoJo and another two guys that I believe were brothers. And they came together for the band. So Casey and JoJo is the same as Jodeci. Well, two of the people are.
I crack heads with this KC and
JoJo. Oh, JoJo.
Can't nobody oversee me. I fry that nigga egg, you think he getting over easy.
Ooh. Like you think you're getting over on somebody or getting over relatively easy, but he'll fry his egg, right? He'll be getting over easy, just like you can get over medium or hard boiled. The ways to fry an egg, right? The egg wordplay.
I fry that nigga egg, you think he getting over easy. I'm a mix of Hova Weezy, Andre, Biggie, Flows, and Yeezy. Pocket Ellen, Jeezy, Pimp C, Juicy, Gucci, Easy. Two live crew infused with Stevie. Wonder how they view me, see me. Rick James, James Brown, MJ Breezy, SNOOP for Sheezy. GODB, DOB, or CMC, DMXC, PMD. Master
Referencing a bunch of old school artists. He said Andre, Yeezy, right? Big L, Big Pun, Two Live Crew, right? He said SNOOP for Sheezy.
Wonder how they view me, see me. Rick James, James Brown, MJ Breezy, SNOOP for Sheezy. 8-ball, MJ, GODB, DOB, or CMC, DMXC, PMD, Master P and CMB. The G and me demands that you fit me with them. But in the scope of things, I'm way more 50 than M. They took my hopes and...
Yo, that's he's with Interscope Records, right? That's off P. Diddy's Bad Boy label. And he said, I'm way more 50 than M. I wonder if that's a jab. See, I don't know if he'd be throwing shots at M. I would have heard about it, right? Or you would think I would have heard about it. But again, I'm not really into gossip in the hip-hop community like that. But the scope of things, I think that's a reference to Interscope Records.
That you fit me with them, but in the scope of things, I'm way more 50 than M. They took my hopes and dreams and turned me to a savage. 21
Savage.
She called me Poppy, I whipped the Bugatti. She ride the ditties like it's a Ducati. She do some cardio, listen to Cardi, then turn on some Nicki and switch to a Bobby. Then she thinks she lawless, she vegan, do yoga, then roll us a blunt and we listen to Molly. Body,
Ooh!
I throw dick in the body, just to kick it, dick in the body, just to kick it with me, a bitch do karate. Like,
Mr. Miyagi.
You ain't thorough, you a girl, you a broad. I got a glick, it got a stick, I got a burl, I got a rod. If nerds looking for beef like Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
Bro, that's Harold and Kumar go to White Castle reference.
If nerds looking for beef like Harold and Kumar. I'm from a block where the methamphetamines move, and the crooked judicial systems never let the kings rule. To be falsified and taught in every school.
Bro.
To disconnect you from your culture like everything cool. See what
Right? Our entire history has been rewritten from a European perspective, right? What they call Eurocentric, right? And it's unfortunate because there's a lot of our history that we won't know as minorities, especially as we continue to blend, right? My family considers themselves black. I was raised by my uncle and my mom that are both black, but my biological father is a Mexican guy. My mom is the one that's black. And I've been mixed, right? Diluted. And now I have kids that are also diluted. And we struggle to find you could find out where you come from, but it's hard to find a trace back there, right? I know that a lot of my people were in Senegal in the Cape Verde Islands on the west coast of Africa, but I don't, it's hard to trace back. We don't really know our history. And it's hard when in school you learn about Christopher Columbus and you ask questions that you really can't get answers to. Like, how the hell did he discover somewhere where there were already people living, right? And what happened? Why did he treat them like this? Why did this? Why did we assume we could just take over and we were better than the people? And it's like, it's really hard to get answers. And the way that the system is set up right now.
And taught in every school to disconnect you from your culture like everything cool. See what having low self-esteem do? Got you praising the lineage of oppressors with recessive gene pools.
Ooh. Bro, and that's like, it reminds me of what Muhammad Ali used to say, right? His name was Cassius Clay. And then he goes online, or not online, but to the media, and he changed his name. And people are like, why Muhammad Ali? Why Muhammad? And he said, you know what? The white person who more than likely enslaved my family and controlled us for years, if not centuries, if decades, who knows, gave us the name that I have, Clay. That's not the name of my people. I don't want to honor my slave owners by carrying on their name that they gave me. So I'm going to take the name of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who showed me the way. And that's why he used the name Muhammad Ali, right? It's just really interesting take, but it's kind of very similar to what he's saying about praising the lineage of oppressors, right?
The lineage of oppressors with recessive gene pools. Ooh, I guess from that perspective, we are foes. I mean, you niggas was accepted, we was chose. If you don't postulate what I aesthetically propose, and we don't vibrate, that means we diametrically oppose. Yo, I hope this message electrifies.
Say.
Be leveraging privilege through ethnic bias. If you ain't do no scholarship on this, don't dare speak.
Ooh, he's saying don't speak if you don't have the education, if you don't have the research and the receipts to back you up. Don't speak on it.
What I aesthetically propose, and we don't vibrate, that means we diametrically oppose. Yo, I hope this message electrifies. The European be leveraging privilege through ethnic bias. If you ain't do no scholarship on this, don't dare speak. This that ether that's gonna separate leaders from mere sheep. It's like
who the sheeple
of a slave with bare feet when historically black college universities pledge Greek.
Bro, well, people confuse the ancient world, I think, with segregation that happened here in the 1800s and 1900s, right? You got to think way back then, it wasn't always white and black. There were just nationalities, right? There's the Mediterranean world is dominated by sea trade. So there's going to be all sorts of tribes and travelers there. And it would have been very common. There were definitely black Greeks. I think it's unfair to target, historically black colleges, HBCUs, pledging Greek. You got the Phi Beta Sigma, you got Alpha Phi Alpha, Delta Sigma Theta, Gamma Phi Omega, Sigma Lambda Beta, Sigma Lambda Gamma. I'm sure I'm missing a few. There's quite a few. I believe it's the Divine Nine, though, that most people refer to. But there were definitely black Greeks, so I don't know that it's fair to just say that.
It's like whipping on the back of a slave with bare feet when historically black college universities pledge Greek. It just isn't in your favor. It's some sick, twisted, sadistic, ritualistic nature.
Ooh.
You think it's odd they slaved you if the slave master ain't served the same God they gave you? Hold up. Yeah, hold up. Look. You think it's odd they slave you if the slave master ain't served the same God they gave you? 400 years later, and you hardly stable, and you turn around and beg that same God to save you.
You see what he's saying, right? They gave you a God to worship. Things obviously didn't work out in your favor during that time. Why is it that you believe this God that they gave you to help control you is still the God that you pray to save you now?
If the slave master ain't served the same God they gave you 400 years later, and you hardly stable, and you turn around and beg that same God to save you. Look, word to the sunrise. Homie, save yourself. Everything else, get a thumb drive. The young black queens lost, misplaced, who've been raped, beaten, indoctrinated, and disgraced. We've been wet, shackled, and mutilated, put through degradation, disrespectfully viewed and hated. I mean truly flagrant, treated like shit in this fucking nation. Then in 1850, slaveholders came with this publication called How to Make the Ideal Slave. Now dig the vision. Rule number 1 was unconditional submission. Keep them in place with authority, cause rule number 2 was create inferiority. And Ye said that slavery was a choice, but let's be real clear. Rule 3 was take away their voice and instill fear. And hell yeah, I could see the passion in your eyes. I admire your perseverance for your fashion and your grind.
I'm about Kanye.
Is why that hat was our demise. You keep the slave into
the Make America Great hat that he wore, right? When Kanye supported Trump.
Action in your grind, but rule number 4 is why that hat was our demise. You keep the slave interested in the master's enterprise. Cause rule number 5 was the province of education, information, recreation. Look.
He's dropping knowledge.
Listen to me.
Teach them. We listening. Teach
To the
them.
province of information. That's a psychological prison. Niggas have yet to come out. Cause the slaves caught you. Man, hold up. Look. That's a psychological prison. Niggas have yet to come out. If the slave master caught you learning, they cut your tongue out. Y'all
Yo.
Yes. Yes.
If the slave
It's
master
deep.
caught you learning, they cut your tongue out. Then segregation 100 years was so thorough. No wonder so many kids on drugs in this cold world. Nigga, shout out J. Cole.
Cold world.
Mind blown.
Sick.
I go off the top.
Is that it?
Power bill. I am just incredible. I'm a vegan with sour. Alright, I quit.
Yo.
Lows.
The flow is out the charts.
Call them that for a reason.
This ain't fair.
Look at his face. They're like,
Any rappers can go after that. That's Freestyle 95. I'm glad we did it before the year was
95?
over. Yeah, it was 95.
Oh man.
Freestyle 95.
yo, man. The cat's got bars, man. I definitely got to check out some of his work. I wanted to check this out because a few people in the comment section were like, man, you got to check out King Lowe's, the LA Leakers freestyle. One cat was, though, he said, yo, you got to check out King Lowe's, the freestyle. And, man, check out this song also. So I'm going to go back to that in the comments and see what song he referenced. And we're going to look into that song as well. Man, if you guys are a fan of freestyles, you're into the intellectual breakdowns and going through real hip-hop, real bars, man, show some love, like the video, but also subscribe to the channel. We're getting into the more lyrically dense artists, right? And King Los is definitely, I would consider him one of them, where they got great wordplay. We got to do breakdowns and really try to understand the context of what they're saying. If you guys are a fan, man, send me some guys you want me to check out, some different artists, different songs. But make sure you subscribe. Let's build the channel and let's really get into check out the folders that we got. We've done Toby Wigway, Logic, J. Cole, Aesop Rock, Black Thought. Now King Los will have his own folder as we start to get into more of his music. See you on the next video.